you know, I have to continue living on with this, okay? And the fact is, you know,
The thing is, though,
how big am I asking? What am I asking for? Okay,
well, let me give you a hypothetical. We go and contact Helen Toy, and she says, "Yeah, I made it all up." Then what?
Then I'm gonna tell you stuff that is probably gonna make your skin crawl.
But the thing is, though, is that you're still going to have to go through the whole
I don't care.
process of.
I'll tell you everything I know, and the person that I'm talking about that also heard this stuff, he will be right there, and we will team up and tell you everything and all my notes, everything. I'm asking one thing from him.
Well, let's go the other route. What if we contact Helen Toy and she says, "No, I'm not going to say I made it up. I'm not going to change my story."
Then that's the way it'll be. And if he's there and that's what she says, well then I'll work with you.
Sam, we can't. I've already told you. Our lieutenant.
I don't care about you, Lieutenant.
That's
okay?
fine.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. The Lieutenant, look, the DA didn't give a crap about me. Okay, not at all.
That's fine.
Neither did Henderson, and neither did Lasardi. And you know, when they had the evidence that would prove me innocent, they got rid of it.
We are not Henderson.
Oh,
We are not Lasardi.
Talking about when they flew Johnny May Witt out?
Johnny May Witt.
Well,
even my attorney's secretary. Do you know about that?
We do.
I actually looked into
we
how that
interviewed
all
her.
took place, how they sent Johnny May Witt out. Apparently she was a witness in another case.
Oh, we know all about it.
And even though things were done differently than how they would be done today, the detective knew that she was a witness in your case.
Smith.
However, he still sent her out there. Then when they notified the DA's office, the DA's office notified the defense, your attorney, and then there was some squabble back and forth as far as who was actually going to send the ticket.
Did you know Johnny May Witt called and said, "Hey, send me a ticket. I'm ready to come back to testify"?
Yes, I know that.
Okay, and you know what
Actually,
Detective Smith said? And he knew about my case.
Yes, I know.
He talked to her about my case, but do you think that he bothered to let her know that she needed to get a hold of my lawyer? No. None of that was volunteered to her.
I know that. I know all that.
He tried to discredit her with the Rena story. Okay.
I also read the transcripts between your attorney, Demanis, and the judge when they discussed the issue.
Oh, excuse me, public pretender. You know, a guy who doesn't spend one dime, even interviewing Helen Toy.
Right.
Okay, on a deposition.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about the robbery. Okay, that I was accused of. Supposedly, this purse is left in the car.
Right.
Did anybody bother to take a look at the firemen's reports? Two firemen identify her in possession of a purse at the time that she's in the police car before the ambulance arrives.
I know.
Anybody know where that purse went to?
No, I looked into that also.
And you know what? And we interviewed the firemen, her and I, and we went to the fire department. And you know what the fireman told us? He says, "You know, I couldn't believe she didn't ask me about the purse. I couldn't understand it because it was so adamant that she kept possession of it." And I said, "So why was it so adamant that she had to have it?" "Oh, well, she told me because her false teeth were inside the purse."
No, well, the purse is actually found about 4 miles away.
No, it was not.
No,
You're
it
wrong.
wasn't.
No, there's two purses.
I know the sergeant who
You're
picked
only
up
reading
the purse.
what-
Wait a minute. Read the fireman Biber's report, okay, before the ambulance shows up, okay? The ambulance showed up, and once she's at the ambulance, then they bring this other purse and they show it to her. "Oh yeah, that's my purse." She had a purse in her possession inside the policeman's car, the sheriff's car, at the time that the fireman showed up. The first one's at the scene. She had a purse. The cop grabbed the purse off the front seat where it had been set and picked it up. She snatched it from him. The fireman goes, you know, in his report, he talks about how she was so adamant about having possession of that purse when they were trying to work on her. Okay? The purse is in two different fireman reports. Okay? We went and found the fireman. Why was the purse so adamant to her? Well, she told me that her teeth were inside the purse and she gets embarrassed when her teeth aren't in her mouth. Excuse me, wasn't the purse supposed to be in the car? Wasn't the teeth supposed to be left in the car at the time that she was strangled, supposedly, in the car? Okay, guys?
So she
Let's
says-
really look hard at this evidence. Bonnie DeMantis knew about all of that. She knew about it at the time of the preliminary hearing when she testified that the friggin' teeth came out of her mouth. And yet she had the fireman's report, because the fireman himself told us, didn't he? That he told Bonnie DeMantis that he couldn't understand why she had to snatch that purse back from him. Because he had the purse.
When you-
First, she snatched it from the cop, and then he took it from her, and then she grabbed it back. And that's when he, well, why did you have to have that purse?
When you sent up your appeal, did you also?
You can't do on appeal information that wasn't part of the record.
Right, no, but you can appeal your case on ineffective counsel.
Oh my God, well, trust me,
And it
there's a
sounded-
habeas corpus that was filed.
And, you know,
There's a habeas corpus that was filed that when we finally get down to the bottom of the truth of this whole thing, okay, even 20 years later, with or without you, you know, I will continue on and I will march to the beat of the drum to get myself cleared. And you know what?
Because you filed an appeal.
I did file an appeal,
Yeah,
and it was
what happened?
overturned. And you know what? When it was all said and done, and we beat the one charge, you know what the appellate lawyer told me outside? He said, Mr. Waters, I am going to tell you something. This is very dangerous. He says, you need to stop right here. He says, I would not go any farther. He says, it's dangerous. You know what my lawyer told me? Tell him what the lawyer said.
When he threw you out of the office?
Tell him
Is
what
that
the
what
lawyer
you're
said.
talking about?
No. He told us when Sam and I went over there.
She never left my side the whole
Oh, I
time.
think it was your mom and daddy threw out of the office.
No, he threw my mother-in-law and I out.
Oh, okay.
It was her and I out. No, this was when him and I went in there. And he said, why did you railroad me? Why did you do that to me?
I have this on tape.
You know? I recorded him. I had a recorder in my purse, and I recorded him, and I still to this day have it. And he said, you don't understand. He said, this is bigger than you can imagine. And he said, you need to stop, Sam. You need to go back to Oregon, and you need to stop. He goes, something's gonna happen if you don't knock it off. And he said that, because we were trying to get him cleared, you know, and he says it's like taking a rock and throwing it in a puddle, and everybody's gonna get wet and dirty.
That's his exact words.
Yeah,
And he said, quote, yes, I did
He
railroad
was
you.
talking about
Flat
Demantis,
out told him,
Lasardi.
yes, I railroaded you. He says, you want the truth? Yes, I did. I had to. Those were the words right out of his mouth. And now, you know, I'm a guy like you, walked into a 7-Eleven and is made into some monster.
But do you have that on recording when he said that?
Yeah, well, we have recordings
And
of
that's
it.
something that the Court of Appeals should listen to.
Listen. The
They
Court of
are
Appeals-
so dirty down there, I'm telling you, if we brought that up, we would probably be dead, literally. I mean, there were
You
people.
don't understand, the cops were under investigation for killing prostitutes back then. I mean, did
We
you
know
read
about
all the
that. We know
articles?
about
I mean,
it.
you were there, okay? I mean.
I've got that case
I mean,
too.
how many dirty
Down in
cops?
Chantilly.
Yeah, well, how many dirty cops were there down there that were involved with this stuff? Hey, how about all the
Sam.
documents that came up missing?
Sam, let me
The
stop you.
Rolodex, well,
Sam.
remember?
Right.
Are you willing to assist us?
I am willing to assist you if you will do one thing for me. I'm only asking for one thing.
And we will do
If
that
you
after you give
cannot
us
do it, if you
information.
cannot do it,
All right,
I'm okay
we're
with it.
good.
I'm asking you to do what's right. The right thing is to give up the information so we can.
The right thing is to fix my wrong, okay? That is the right thing. And if you want to base,
But Mr. Waters, though, if you look at it that way, it sounds kind of selfish.
was it selfish to cast me off into that dungeon of hell?
No, but-
Where I almost got killed more than once in there? Was that not selfish?
But you've always heard the saying, two wrongs don't make a right.
And I don't think I'm asking for that much to just have you do an interview with Helen Toy. Is it asking that much
And
for
we're
what you want
willing-
from me?
And we're willing to do an interview.
Okay, then do the interview and then we'll march to the beat of the drum of what comes from
Doesn't
that.
work that way.
But the
And if it doesn't work that way, then there's somebody controlling you.
interview,
Yes, you're under control.
the
We're done.
interview may
Good
not
night.
get you what you want.
He's done.
You know what I mean? It may not get you what you want.
It's okay, I understand if it doesn't get me what I want.
We
But I
appreciate
know
your time.
this, I trust him, and I trust that she has no reason to lie, that it's been 20 years, and she's living with what she did, okay? I'm living with what I know, okay? And that's tough enough.
And you know, and I don't mean to sound selfish either, but our job is to look out for the dead victims.
And that's exactly right.
That's our job. Our job is not to go to Helen Toy and say, hey, you need to tell us that you lied. That's not our job.
No, I'm not asking you to go tell her she lied. I'm just basically, what I'm saying is she needs to set her mind